What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Asia session stream. Hope you guys are doing great. I am doing amazing as usual. So today I took I took two trades actually. I took a trade on ES and I took a trade on NQ also. Won both, not on live. Just me alone because on live it was not the best price action, unfortunately. So hopefully no. Okay, okay. Thank you. All right. It was I ordered some fruits, so I was like, chill, don't enter the room. But it was my delivery. All right. So again, it's watermelon. So I just watched the Argentina's game, and damn, I just watched it, and guys, um, there's nothing to say. They are by far the most, let's say, hungry. These guys are hungry. They want that cup, and yeah, it was a crazy game, and I witnessed it literally in live. I was like, they might lose this game, and I was wrong. So like that was pretty crazy. Um, so let's talk about the markets, what we're seeing today, the overall, what happened also yesterday, and what I'm seeing that weekly candle actually doing. So remember yesterday we were here. Let me just pull out the chat right there. So remember yesterday we were here. We closed bullish on that daily bar, and I said I really wanted to see that daily high before that daily low being taken out. And if we can see strong aggressive hourly candle bursting above 65, I would take the longs back towards 23, which is the daily high. Then what ended up happening was exactly this. We had an aggressive, so we had that 6 p.m. candle on the hourly being the accumulation phase. Then we displaced very aggressively, breaking structure. So then I ended up going down to the 1 minute chart. I stacked two orders. So I entered one right there, and I entered one more right here. So my average was around this area. My first take profit was this internal high. My second take profit was the daily high, so which was this one right here. Okay, so ended up picking me up. I was at a 1-to-1 from this high, and then the rest of the target was higher. So pulled down, was being very aggressive. I think my stop loss was exactly at like 28. Went very close to my stop loss, ended up pushing back very aggressively right after, took TP1 right there, and then let the rest ride and hit TP2 perfectly. So this was the trade that I took yesterday with you guys, and I don't know if Tony updated the amounts of wins and losses that we have during this Asia stream, but I'm currently 15-3. So 15 wins, 3 losses, all taken live with you guys. So hopefully I'll be able to pull out the 20 wins without even having 5 losses. So 15-3. Definitely very happy with the way that I approach this session. Currently, of course, it's not. Those are great results, but this is not. I would say. I definitely anticipate losses to happen, and maybe 2-3 losses back to back. We never know. I know that this can happen, so I'm not trying to be overconfident. So within the day, basically what happened, we swept that daily high. We also swept 43, which was my target also for today. And we're seeing that daily bar closing back within the range. So you're seeing in real time a market that is in full accumulation mode. Right there, this is the moment where, like I said, if you know how to trade low risk reward, if you know how to scalp, and you don't base yourself off of the daily chart predicting daily bars, then you are making money. But if you are trying to predict daily candles, weekly ranges, then you're most likely either giving away profits or being break even. So at this point, this candle swept the previous candle's high, closed back within the range. We're seeing that happening also a lot within the AM session on NQ and ES. So I would say the best thing to do within those markets is not trying to play the daily, but really take a look at the hourly slash 15 and getting your bias off of those two time frames. So currently on this daily chart, I would say that it's pretty much a 50-50. The distance between the daily low and the distance between the daily high is pretty much the same. We are 300 handles away from the daily high, and 300 handles also away from the daily low. So the distance between the close and those higher time frame levels are very, very similar. So at this point, I would say, because of the closure of that candle and the way that we reacted from the daily low, the daily high, sorry, and also 43, I would say that I would prefer shorting this market, especially if we can sweep that internal high and then be very aggressive below the 90s. That would be pretty much a good trade for the overnight session to see some downside and to see the daily low. Any trades here, I consider them being lower probability and higher risk reward. So it's mostly a prediction. If I enter here and predicting that price will go back towards the daily low, in my opinion, it's a 50-50. So I will let price do its thing. If for some reason we end up being extremely aggressive within the first 2 hours of Asia, I might go for that daily low, of course. If we sweep that high right there, tap into that hourly gap, tap into this bearish breaker, and end up being extremely aggressive below 610, I'll potentially enter right there and try to scalp my, I would say half of the profits right here at 503 and the rest of it being at 94. So that's my game plan. But I would say, like, I could definitely take a long within this range. Also, I'm not letting the daily dictate. I'm not married to that daily bias at all. I would say it's mainly just a framework that I use in order to locate myself on the higher time frame. But in general, this is not what I'm going to take my trade off of if we're far from it. So yeah, if we're very close to it, it's a different story, but right now it's 50-50. So multiple scenarios that could happen. If we disrespect this gap on the hourly, I'll definitely look to see if we can have a move higher back towards 93, which is that previous hourly high, 10 a.m. high right there. So what I'm seeing is this: if we disrespect this gap, then I'm going to be predicting that the 7 to 8 p.m. hourly bar will distribute back towards 91, has more chance of doing that. If we sweep the high here, start closing back within the range, I would definitely be leaning for shorts on the breaker formation here, predicting that the new hourly candle would close bearish and potentially be attracted to the daily low. This is my game plan for today. Whatever happens first, I will react, but anything that is a trade right now for me is a prediction, and it's better for me to wait for the reaction. So yeah, so I hope you guys understood my game plan, but at this point it's pretty much a waiting game. So definitely have things to talk about now. Let me see here. All right, perfect. Let me pull out the chat. What's up, chat? How y'all doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So I'm rocking the Tradeify merch here. You guys see, rocking the Tradeify quarter zip. I have the gray one too. I never actually wear that. So maybe tomorrow, on tomorrow's stream, maybe I'll wear that. Yeah. I think I see Vinny all the time with this one though. Vinny rocks it all the time. Brett also kind of rocks it sometimes. Let me try that. Let me try that right here. Very good. All right. Let's see the chat. So yeah, for sure, we're definitely gonna do multiple giveaways tonight. We're gonna do hopefully 4 giveaways. So let's start with the first like goal. How many are we currently? Um, First like goal, 300 likes. Okay, it's gonna start picking up very soon. So 300 likes. Make sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Um, you guys already know the drill. So let's talk about that Argentina's game, because I would say I watched it pretty closely, and England made a terrible mistake of starting to play defense with 5 defenders way too early. I don't know what was the game plan, but they were doing so good when they were just playing normally, you know? And England started to play full defense. And at a certain point, with the level of those players that are doing crosses back to back, cross, at a certain point, the cross will land on someone's head and it will be a goal, And I don't think they did the right thing of starting to play defense. I love to see teams losing when they start playing defense and they start playing very conservative. It just reminds me of. I want them to get reminded of, like, yo. It's like, let's say it's like you watch a UFC game, and the guy wins like two. Let's say he won the first 3 rounds, and then starts going and grappling the other guy and gets choked out. Then that's literally exactly what you deserved. So that's kind of my thought process going into this game. Watching the game back. What did you guys think about that game? I think that game really, every time I watch Argentina play, it really solidifies the fact that Messi's the best player to ever touch grass, to ever touch the ball. Every time I watch it, every single time. At 39 years old, you are not supposed to move like that. And yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So yeah. Did the Tradeify day start over? I don't want to run my profits in one day. Yeah, it did. It did. As soon as the Asia opens, it's a brand new day. So I'm gonna show you guys my accounts. By the way, guys, I'm 1 trade away from requesting my payout. So I want you guys to share some prayers to me. Share prayers on my side, guys. 1 trade away from requesting a $12,500 payout. I'll show you guys on Tradeify. I after blowing the accounts, I had 150k lightning funded accounts, and I blew them on the Trump candle. I was in 3 NQ contract, and don't worry about it. But even if I had a daily loss limit of 3,000, that daily loss limit did not get respected. Let me tell you this. So I definitely ended up losing the accounts and taking the L on that trade. And it was very unfortunate because I was on an absolute heater. I was on a maybe 5 or 6 trade winning streak. I did very well on those, and very unfortunate turns of events. So I ended up losing the account. So I grabbed 500k lightning funded accounts, and now let me show you guys how they're doing. So that's currently the amount of profits that I have on those. I have 5, and they are up $5,089 each. So, man, I need that next trade to go through. I definitely need that next trade to go through, because I know the thing is, I told you guys yesterday that I was gonna start de-risking. I was like, yo, I'm gonna split them into 3 trades of 600 each. And then today came, and I saw the best setup ever right after the stream ended, actually, and took it, added to the position on the way down, so DCA'd and ended up making 1,000 on the big push. So it was let me show you exactly. It was on this candle. So I entered here exactly on the pullback from this bar, and then ended up pushing all the way here. I took out most of my profits around like the 50s here, so made some good profits. So hopefully tomorrow will be a good day for me. Cause damn, if it doesn't go through, then that will be that would suck. That would definitely suck. Let me see here. Let me pull out the chat. Is the lighting good, or it's mainly cooked? I don't know. For the last few, I would say today and last stream, I was like, I look very bright. I don't know if I should touch some grass a little bit more and and spend like 2-3 days outside. Maybe that would help. Let me pull out the chat here. All right. Don't you need 5 days to request a payout? Yeah. On most plans, it's pretty much it. If you don't, the only plan that you don't have 5 days is select daily. We still have to build some sort of buffer, which ends up being 5 days at a certain point. You can't build a buffer in one day. When is a MOS session every day? What time? It starts at 5:55 p.m. every single day and ends at 8:30 p.m. and I'm hosting the Asia session. How much buffer do you leave in the account when you request a payout? I can request one, but then I only have $100 above the normal buffer. It's really how you. Let's say for me, I'm trading 100K Lightning funded accounts, so I'm gonna request a 2.5K payout, hopefully, if I am able to win my trade tomorrow. Okay, so at that point, I will have 3,500 left as a buffer, and we'll need to make, I don't know if it's 4.5 or 3K again to request another payout. But I guess I'm pretty sure I'll be put into a live account after that payout, because it will be 5 back to back. So I would say it's really depending on your strategy and how much do you need that money also. If you're a beginner and you are at payout, you are at the payout threshold, it's a very good thing to request the payout to get the confidence in and prove to yourself that you were able to request it. If you don't need it and you really want to grow it, then that's a different story. But I think that's for me, there's no amount of money that I would tell myself, as soon as I can request a payout and I have like $1,000 left, I'm good. I'm gonna trade accordingly. I'm gonna trade with $200, $300 days, and if the account blows, then it blows. It's why 100K and not 150s? Because the drawdown is 4,000 and the profit target is 6,000 without having to pass the eval. Like, first, mentally, it's kind of, those numbers are kind of easy, I would say, mentally, to be like, okay, I just need to win 6 trades without losing 4, and each trade will be $1,000 of risk. And not just that, of course, that is just like the mental part, but the real reason is because I was trading 150Ks, but the 150Ks now have a drawdown of 5.2K. So the profit target is 9,000 with a $5,200 drawdown. So they are slightly harder to request the first payout in than the 100Ks. So the 50s, the payout to drawdown ratio on the hundreds and the 50s are exactly the same. It's just the hundreds give you a bigger payout, so a 2.5K payout per account instead of just 2,000, which makes a difference. That's pretty much the reason. Are we having a game night tonight? I'm pretty sure we do. Yo, Tony, we have a game night tonight, yeah? Oh, yeah, we have. We do. Let me see here. Would any trades count right now as Wednesday? No, they would count. They would count as Thursday. Yeah, they would count as Thursday because I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they changed anything, but usually it's always Sunday Asia session and Monday New York session counts for a day, and then Monday's Asia session with Tuesday's New York session counts as another day, and then it keeps going until Friday. How many contracts do you do per trade when you are in the eval stage? I don't know exactly how many contracts I do because it's really depending on the structure. I don't trade off of let's say, oh, I want to grab 10 points out of the market, or I'm going to enter one mini all the time, because sometimes the volume traded at the open is completely different from day to day. Let's say, the size of a 1 minute bar will be very different from day to day. So let's say here we had let's say on average, those 1 minute bars were like 30 to 40 handles, that is, I would consider that being normal. So like a range of like 200 handles off of the open to the first 30 minutes. This is not bad. This is normal size. So I would say like, I trade between $1,000 of risk and 1,200 usually. That's what I like to do. So I give myself 4 trades before actually blowing the account, knowing that a 4 trade losing streak is something that I rarely encounter. I still did this year, like I would say 2-3 times, definitely. But the win streaks also, there's also the good side of having a low risk to reward. You're gonna have pretty big win streaks also. How do you get 2 graphs to the right of the main graph? It's an indicator called ICT HTF candles by Fadi, this one. And I put the 15 and the hourly. So that's how I keep my chart very clean, and I can make you guys understand my framework related to how I would anticipate the next candle to close or draw into highs and lows. Let me read. I was very far on those comments. How do you manage a trade once you're in it? Do you move stops or add to winners? You started explaining that yesterday, but got distracted by Rohi. Yeah, I remember your question, and also I remember us. I was talking about it, but let me give you even more a better perspective of exactly how I manage a trade, because it's so different. My approach is so unorthodox, meaning that I do literally the complete opposite than most people. So let's say here, I have a way of thinking where I have extreme confidence in my ability to find bias and to know where the next candle is going to expand. Okay, of course, I'm going to cut my trade if it hits stop loss, and I always have a stop loss on every trade, but I'm willing to give some more breathing room for my trade in case it wants to retrace deeper. Okay, so let's say here, usually that would be a usually a pattern that I would look for. So high, low, higher, high, lower, low. That is just an entry model. The reasoning behind why I take a short is nothing even remotely close to that. Okay, so that is just the entry model. The last thing I worry about really when I try to find direction. But let's say I have a setup that looks like this: high, low, higher, high, lower, low, and there's multiple things. So there's how I would do things is I would enter on a pullback. Let's say I want to enter here. One thing that I'll do, let's say, is I will have a strict stop loss placement depending on where my take profit is. So I have a static 0.8, okay, at the beginning of the entry. So let's say I want to enter here, okay, which is exactly the trade that I took this morning. I will have a wider stop, okay? So if my take profit is here, I will have a stop loss that is at a strict 0.8. Why? My data backs this up, okay? So what I will do is that I will enter here. Oh, I always enter on the limit order. Never enter, I never ever enter market. Usually it's always on the limit order. So what I would do is I would basically, I'm here to predict that the next few candles would be bearish because of my higher time frame framework, and that's just my entry model. So enter on a limit order right here. Let's say I get picked up. At that moment, okay, so here I'm letting some room for my trade to breathe. I know we can pull back towards that breaker, but I know that if I didn't enter here, I would have missed out on that trade. I am someone who doesn't really care about taking some heat on the trade, and just being right overall at the end. Okay, my main focus when I'm trading props is having a high win rate and making sure that I get those base hits going every single day. So let's say here, how I would manage this position is that I would wait until we put some sort of swing highs within the area where my stop loss is at. Okay, so let's say here we put in an internal high. Once we start displacing below aggressively the area where I initially entered, I judge that this high is protected, and now I can now trail my stop loss back to this most recent high. Sometimes, so let's say here, what ended up happening was this: we pushed back down on this bar. When I saw this aggressive break, I put my stop loss right there. Okay, this was a scenario of a deep pullback, meaning that I was able to make that trade go from a 0.8 all the way to a 1-to-1 and ended up hitting the target. But there will be a lot of scenarios where I will enter exactly right here. Okay, so I don't add to my winners. I could add on, let's say I decide to take the aggressive entry here, I will take it half size and then enter other contracts on a deeper pullback, knowing that my job, basically knowing that the next candle has a lot of chances of distributing to the downside. Okay, so there will be scenarios where, let's say, I'll enter here, and then instead of us retracing extremely deep, we will form some structure here, and then we will push very aggressively close to my target. And at that point, then instead of my stop loss being at a 0.8 right there, okay, once we start putting in this internal high, I'll trim it all the way here. So it will become a 1.6 to 1 risk to reward instead of being a 0.8. Why? Because my data showed me that the longer that I stay within a trade, the more chances I have of losing it. And I have a specific way of approaching things where if I get the reaction, this should be the moment where we push down, because I expect the specific timings to hit my targets. Okay, so this is the way that I approach things. It's of course it's different, but it's my approach, and I like it like that because I would say, like, My stop loss is wide because I am very, very confident in the fact that we are going to put in an internal high at the moment, at a certain point. I don't know when, I don't know how deep we're going to retrace, but I know it's going to be, there's a high probability of us putting in an internal high, okay, and driving us back down below the initial entry that I had. Like the big losses that I will take will be just, let's say I entered shorts on a breaker right here, and then my stop loss will be 0.8, my take profit right there, and then it will be a straight up rally to my stop loss. Those, it would be big L days, which I'm gonna take full size losses. So it will happen. It did happen. It will happen in the future, of course. Yesterday was my first day in the channel. I saw you take a trade on MNQ. I was inches away to take the trade. I actually took it on NQ. It was a pretty big trade yesterday. I ended up making 1,600 on live. Market has been kind of easy to trade lately. I don't know. I have a hard time with one of my strategies from 1020 to like 1050. Like one of those is like underperforming to a pretty big level. So like I would say, if it's not for that like super mechanical strategy, I would say like I would agree with the fact that scalping right now is definitely pretty sweet. Amos, would Tradeify be open in the future once you're granted a real live account? Yes. You just have a cooldown period. Once you blow it, you have a cooldown of 30 days, depending on how much time you you were able to keep that live account alive. You know, so you have access to the firm after, of course, but depending if you have 6 figures in payouts, you're gonna get put into a live account at their discretion, which totally makes sense. Why'd you not get the daily payout? I prefer the lightning. Lightning is for me are the best. They are. Amos, let's say you got funded with a 25K account. Does the 600 daily drawdown follow you regardless how much you make once you grow the account? There's a daily loss limit? There's a $600 drawdown on a 25K? Is it a daily loss limit? What is it? I'm not very familiar with 25Ks at all. Like the 50s, 100s, and 150s, I know everything. The only plan I don't exactly know everything about is the select daily. But every other thing I know the exact. So like you mean $600? Is that means like, is that the drawdown? Is that not 1,000? Isn't the drawdown 1,000? Let me know, chat. Yeah, exactly. 1K drawdown, 1.5K profit target. So I don't exactly know what the 600 means. That's really why I got How do you think the next daily bar will close? I would say there's more chances of us seeing a bearish close with the previous day, but there's going to be cues that will let us know if price is willing to do that, and that's the overnight session. Asia and London have a crucial part in the daily candle formation. So I would say if the Asia opens too aggressively to the upside, let's say not now. Of course, the 6 p.m. Candle is being pretty weak currently, but let's say the 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m. candle are pushing up very aggressively with strong displacement. If we're not seeing an aggressive move down during the London, I would be leaning towards the fact that the Asia would be the low of day. What do I mean by this? Let's say we're here, okay, and what I look at is really the distance between the daily high and the daily low. Currently, it's a 50-50. Even if that previous candle closed bearish and we saw the sellers stepping in, anything can happen within this range. It's a chop. I don't have clear direction. There's the down wick has the same size as the up wick, and the body, we're already back at 50% of that body. We were literally at 50-50 territories. So at this point, let's say what I mean by this is if we open and we drive down very aggressively and we start trading below 50% of that wick, for me, I would see the day low being taken out 300 and maybe potentially seeing the day closing bearish. If the Asia session just accumulates and then during the London session we push up very aggressively and then we start trading here, and let's say New York session opens without that daily high being taken out, the likelihood of us opening up higher to sweep that high is definitely there. Or I would say usually those highs and lows, especially one of them, will get taken out during the overnight session. So depending on the strongness of the open, you'll know which side you should be on that daily bar, in my opinion. What's your Instagram? Amos.pft. How are you going to continue live trading in August? August is statistically the worst month to trade. Yeah, of course. I will, of course, trade during August. I'm doing good. The summer months, I'm always doing good because I have multiple different ways of framing trades, and I can adapt. I know how to play around with conditions that are breaking out way more and some that are reversing way more. It's just about the time frame that you look at in order to frame your bias, really, and how long that you hold the trade. Sometimes if you don't play off of let's say a higher time frame candle, it's going to be very hard for you to catch a scalp that truly makes sense, because let's say the 15 is too hectic, it's too bouncy. Let's say there is price action like this. Let's say price will be just huge ranges that every time price hits a key level, it moves 150 points and then hits another level and moves 150 points. And those are extremely hard to trade. That it's not like it's hard to scalp. So those, it's better for you to have a bigger picture play, bigger direction. That's just for me. Amas, I usually watch London session and you're so technical. I like the vibe. Let's go. I am very technical. That's my strength, for sure. I think I receive that question every time. Where were you born? Was born in Algeria. So I'm North African. I don't know if okay. So let's see how that hourly candle ends up closing. I like the current reaction. It's sweeping the PM session high right there, that 4-hour high, into that 4-hour gap, and seeing a pretty good reaction from it. I would say if that candle closes in the way that it does, I would be bearish for the next hour until proven otherwise. Potentially seeing 612. That would be my my take. Trade like a robot, print like an ATM. Facts. Claiming Morocco. Nah, I'm not. Who told you that, bruh? Who told you I was claiming Morocco? Good morning from Philippines. Hey. Amos, when do you think it is the right time for someone to start considering copy trading? Or it depends on how you feel and how confident you are and that you got previous payouts. There's two ways to go about it, okay? And statistically, copy trading accounts has a higher variance. What's variance? It's okay. It's a line that says what is your worst possible outcome and your best possible outcome. Okay, the difference between your worst possible outcome and best possible outcome. Okay, and if you copy trade all 5 accounts together, okay, what is going to happen is that you could go into a losing streak. Okay, you can go into a break-even streak, and sometimes we are, of course, we are human. We're not robots, and that will affect you in a terrible way, and then you will face the worst possible outcome, which is losing those 5 accounts. When is it time for you to start copy trading? I would say if you want to lean more on the I'm gonna make less money, but I want to make, I wouldn't say 100%, but I would say like more consistent / have a little bit more certainty within your trading. I won't write that because it's for sure not 100%. It would be to split them and take them either 1 by 1 or 2 by 2. Split the risk between two sets of accounts. So let's say instead of copy trading 4 accounts together, okay, and risk that you're gonna hit a losing streak, okay, and blow all those 4 accounts together, let's go the route where you don't aim for that big payout, but you go 2-2, and you take one trade on each every single day. One trade, and you have a daily loss limit. Then the worst possible outcome is going to be further away. It's going to be very close to your best possible outcome, basically. It's because you are putting all your eggs in the basket where, okay, even if one of the strategies does bad, then this one will cover for it. So that's depending on your approach. For me, like, I still copy trade 5 accounts because I'm at that stage. But if you really want to lean for more consistency, I think risk splitting between accounts is one of the biggest edge you can find ever within props. Biggest. So like that's really the question you need to ask yourself is, what's my definition of success? Because if for you making an extra 3K, let's say you use 450K gross because they're the smallest initial investment. Let's say you use 450K gross and each of them are like what, $90, something like that. Then even if you blow through 2 and you are able to request a payout, let's say you blow 2 because your strategy sucked that month and you got emotional on that set, and on the other one for some reason you got 5-6 back-to-back wins with a 1-to-1 risk reward, then you're going to be able to make 1,500 times 2, so 3K, then make up for the loss of those 4 accounts. So basically they costed you something. So this one is gone. So like it would have costed you 360. So net profit, you're up a very good amount. Okay. So what is it? 740. So no, 640. So you're still up. You see like the maths behind it, you're still up 2,640. But here, let's say you decided to copy trade all 4. If you hit the worst possible outcome, you're literally only down. So like you did not request any payouts, plus you're down 360. So now this affects you more. But if you get the payout though, you make way more. You make 6K. That's the question you need to ask yourself though. It's like, what do you want? Do you want consistency or do you want big profits? As the younger generation will always say, let me copy trade all my accounts together. I don't really care because I can take that kind of risk. But if you know you can't take that kind of risk, then why don't you split it? If making 1.5K per month in addition to what you're currently making with your job would change your life, then I don't know why you're copy trading 5 accounts. But if you're young and you're more on the degen side, then copy trade 5 accounts because that's what I did. Because you can take the risk and you don't have any responsibilities. So all of that, hopefully I was able to explain that correctly. But there's so many, like, even if I tell you ask me like, how confident do you feel after requesting payout? It's like you're never truly gonna feel that confident if you hit like 2-3 losses back to back. It's gonna take a hit on you. We're humans. The only way that you can truly manage your emotions is building a system around knowing yourself and around knowing what triggers you, to then being able to pull it off. You know what I mean? It's like it's Sometimes I can't really tell you what's the best thing for you. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? I just turned 23. How old do I look, Jake? Copy trading, so you copy the losing streak. That might happen. I think quality is better than quantity. On a certain, like on a super small scale, it's like I have such a, like, if I tell you this, you're gonna be like, like on a small scale, there's no such thing as quality. If you understand what I mean. On a super small data set, on a set of 10 trades, there's no such thing as quality. Even if you would think it's quality trades, your wins and losses are randomly distributed. So no matter how they look, there's not truly anything you can do about it. See my point? But that's for another discussion. That's for another discussion. Amos is right. You'll never be mad at yourself for getting 2 payouts, but you will get mad if you blow all your accounts at the same time. But you still copy trade 5 accounts though. With everything that I explained, you should have a good grasp of what I'm doing. You look 23, but you're as wise as a much older fella. Appreciate you, Rilla. Thank you so much. Thank you. But I'm mad now that you say I look 23. What do you mean I look 23? No, I definitely look 23. So yeah, currently I really like the reaction from this open, guys, especially bouncing from that 4-hour gap. I would definitely want to get involved into some shorts pretty soon, hopefully. The range is small though, 70 points. So let's see. I'll definitely be locked in. Definitely gonna be locked in. The same freaking spike happened yesterday. God damn. Yeah, we gotta be careful, chat. Oh my god. Imagine I eat this, my stop loss, bro. No. Hello, I'm not saying 50K is a small. Yo, yeah, I always forget. I always forget. My fault. Wow. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can kick, chat. Let's see what we can freaking cook on that one. I definitely like that setup. I'm locked in to enter a trade. Should let me, oh shit. I switched tabs, my fault. Let me be patient on that one. That is like, okay. What is happening? What the fuck is happening, chat? Wow. What's happening on that 15? That one closes weak, I'm in. If it goes back down, I'm in. I have a feeling we can inverse this easily. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Let's make that shit 16 and 3. It's freaking moving though. Come on, go down. That 15 is too strong, bro. What is that? Come on, bro. Nah, that's the type of action I like. Oh, when it starts moving like this, oh my god. I freaking love that. Let's see how that candle ends up closing. It looks like we just got a news candle right there. Doesn't look like it's gonna close strong. Yeah. With that 15 closure, the shorts are pretty much cooked. I would have wanted to see that die right there. Yep. Very happy I didn't get involved right there. Would have been bad. Would have been bad, but I definitely did the right decision to wait. Currently at this point, I can't tell you where price is gonna go. Actually, with that closure, 15 is very strong. Hourly is very weak. 30 is strong. A lot of conflicting biases. The pullback's at 50%. For me, not much I can do on this candle. I would say like if we do push very aggressively back above 42, likelihood of us wiping out that internal high is going to be pretty damn high. Am I going to act on it? No. Pretty much going to just sit on my hands until I see something very clean forming. I really wanted to see that push down being way more aggressive than it currently is, but it is what it is. So I'm just waiting. Iran has permitted American citizen wrongfully held in December 2024 under Biden to exit the country. And that spikes up. That makes a spike up like this. What? Is that deep? Is that a big news? I mean, this is not that big of a candle though. It's like that's a 35-point candle. Starts to move the market, so yeah, it looks like we have way more Asia traders nowadays. That's good for us. How do you trade this bullshit? I wait until it's not bullshit anymore. That's the strat. You can't really trade it right now. What time does the stream end? It ends at 8 p.m. No, 8:30. What am I talking about? I wanted to leave earlier. Too hungry. I like your trading style, bro. I do not trade Asia. Just came here to see and learn from you. Hey. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Asia's been really smooth lately, I would say. After the first, like the 6 p.m. candle is I'd say, mostly unreadable. Most days. It was, I think there was like 4 trades, maybe 3 trades that we took at 6 p.m. And even those, they were so aggressive. They were like mostly opening trades to daily highs or lows. But usually the 6 p.m. candle is quite horrible. And then it starts really moving at like 7, 8 p.m. I took so many trades at 8 p.m. Yeah, it definitely had me switch my bias because of that closure. Amos, what happens to if you hit the profit target for a funded account but your consistency is more than 40%? Then you need to make more. Then your profit target always needs to match with your consistency. So let's say your profit target was 3,000 and you had a 40% consistency. So if you do $3,000 profit, basically that means that your biggest trade cannot be greater than 40% of 3,000. Okay, so if you do 40% of 3,000, how to find that? Quick maths, you do 50%, which is 1,500, and then you do 10%, which is 300, and then it gives you 1,200. Yes, I went to school. So then your biggest trade cannot be more than 1,200. That's what it means. So if you surpass that, if you go above 1,200 on a day, let's say you make 1,500. Okay, that means your profit target is now updated to the 40% of that, of like so like 40% of the new profit target would be equal to this. So that means it's like you got to do now you got to take out the calculator at that point. You know, now I can't really tell you. Let's try to do it. Let's try to solve it for my math kings here. So what would be the equation to find? So let's say that means that, let's say 40%. That would be pretty easy, no? Because the thing is, you don't have the new profit target. Am I dumb? Is it gonna be like 3,000 divided by 1,200 equals what if you have 1,500? Is that it? Or am I tripping? Because that's 40%. But 40% is like 1.4. Is that it? Highest profit day divided by 0.4. Yeah, exactly. So like you would multiply 3,000 by 1,500 divided by 1,200. Let me see. I think the divided by 40% is the right thing to do. 1,500 divided by 0.4. Yeah, it's literally it. That's literally the only thing you need to do. You only need to divide 1,500 by your consistency. So then that means it's 3,750. Let's see with my route if it would have worked. So you 3,000 times 1,500 divided by 1,200. Yes, I went to school, my brothers. Yeah, it's exactly this. That's why I went to school for. My mom thought I went to school to calculate some important stuff, but I'm calculating consistency rules. Those were definitely slow math. You know what? Because I never truly did that drill though. Okay. So I hope this answers your question about the consistency rule. We're doing some very slow maths right there, but it's all good. I came back and we're doing algebra. That's literally what we're doing. We were calculating profit targets and consistency. Okay, so at 300 likes, chat, we're doing 150k select account giveaway. So make sure to like the stream. Make sure to like the stream. We're doing pretty much 4 accounts every stream, at least, bare minimum at this point. W or L trade. That's my quote, bro. What are you trying to say here? W or L trade. Hashtag trading. Hashtag explore. Hashtag viral. And then you have like the piano song behind. Fingers crossed we don't get a soft rug this time. Soft rug this time is crazy. But I like the word. Those are kind of soft rugs though. Because it's your fault though. It's your fault. You wait until 8:30 freaking 2 p.m. to hit the last light goal where I'm like, yo guys, on God, if we don't hit it at 8:30, it's over. Are you trading or just taking a shit all day? Currently just taking a shit. Currently just waiting. Because if you know where price is gonna go from that chart on the hourly, let me know. I'll take your signal. But at this point, I'm waiting. I'm waiting, my brother. It's really not clear to me. It is not. You can go both ways here. Yeah, drop all the signals. Respecting. I'll take it. I'll grab it from you. I like that. Why are you watching and you're not liking? Do you hate free stuff? Hacks. It's crazy. I don't care about the giveaway. I just enjoy trading with you. Let's go. The Gray Bush 618. Questionable name, but appreciate the comment, brother. That's exactly what I think a lot of people are here for also. The giveaways are just extra. Hey bro, any guests coming today on the stream? No. Don't think so. I don't know if tomorrow... I know there's gonna be more guests for sure in the future. But currently, trying to doing it solo dolo. How do you check live news that affect the market like that last bullish candle? So I have 4. It's crazy to say, but your best... it's so crazy to say, but at this point, one of the best source is Twitter. It's so crazy to say, but it's actually Twitter. And I I follow, let's say, like 4 or 5 people that report news that happen immediately, and usually I know what happened, but I don't really mind it until it gets to a point where it's like 5 back-to-back candles that are 70 points. There's few spikes here and there, but is that really going to change anything? Price could price could reverse at any time, anyways. Really, you can get unlucky with. Let's say, does it really change anything to know? That's really the question. Because let's say last time I was in a trade and it happened to me and I got stopped out. Even if I know it, it's price is not necessarily gonna continue in that way because of that news. You know. W Amos streams are so entertaining. Let's go, fancy stuff. I think you won a giveaway, no? I remember your name. Pretty sure you did. That's why. That's why you like it. How do you deal with over trading problems? Over trading problems. There's multiple ways you can overtrade. I know, like, some people trade micros and take like multiple paper cuts, and they cope by saying, "Yeah, it was just a small loss. It was just a small loss. I'm trading micros. I was trying to go for a high risk to a trade." And then at a certain point, those losses start racking back to back, and you're down like 700 on the day. So it's really depending on like the type of problem that you're facing. Are you taking unnecessary losses, or is the over trading revenge trading? You know, because those are two types of over trading, but are completely derived by two different things. You know, so if you're over trading because, let's say, you can't handle a loss and you take losses back to back after, and you just try to make your money back, then I would say that's more of a psychology problem, where the daily loss limit, your let's say the lockout button will be your best friend. That's how you can deal with it. That's for sure. Don't underestimate the power of that button, by the way, or don't underestimate the power of having a daily loss. It is very powerful, and sometimes I remember multiple times I would be able to request a payout after hitting, let's say, a daily loss limit of 1,200 back in the day, and still be able to pull out the payout and be like, damn, if I didn't have this account would be 1,000% gone. 1,000%, you know? So if it's over trading because you just take too many setups, then that's a preparation problem. So you could spend a little bit more time in backtest, grabbing more data, building more confidence in the lab, rather than putting your real risk on to learn. That would be my thoughts. They never do giveaways. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't know about our giveaways. If they knew. Here for the vibes while I'm backtesting. Damn. That hits me hard, bro. That hits me hard. You know why? Right, this exact time was like the prime time of backtest. Back in the day. I was so big into backtesting, I'm telling you, that I always had two screens. Always. And the screen in front of me, so the main screen would be my backtesting software in front of me, and the left screen, so like the one in vertical, would actually be the live markets. So like I would pay more attention to my backtesting than the live markets. It's not vibe coding, it's vibe testing, vibe back testing. How do you make yourself detached from focusing on P&L? Two ways. Number one, make sure to have a real job outside of the chart so you're not too emotionally attached to the results that you're getting in trading. So that means basically that trading full-time is overrated. Second, have so much data on your strategy that you have unbreakable confidence that you will be able to pull it off, even if you have no proof of being able to pull it off in live. The delusion has to start with something, has to start with some proof. It's either the data or, yeah. But one trick I would say, like, also that will help detach yourself to the P&L. It's like, it's kind of crazy to say, but you truly start being detached from the P&L once you treat trading like a side hustle. It's weird to say, but it's impossible to make it in trading if you're not obsessed. But once you have your strategy down and you know, like, you're a very good analyst, you have your business plan, you know exactly how much you should invest per month, what accounts to buy, what's your best possible outcome, worst possible outcome, everything is in line, and you've put a lot of time in front of the charts, then at that point, it's time to it's time to let go. It's really time to say, like, okay, let me grind something else and do like, I'm gonna trade, but let me try to have goals also outside of the chart, meaning like, okay, physical goals, you're grinding a new sport, you want to achieve things outside of the charts, and that helps you a lot for sure. Hey Amos, can you pitch an idea to Brett to create a CPA firm for traders? Because those taxes at the end of the year will bite everyone in the ass. There's already plenty of them. I tell myself, if you're still doing dumb shit, you obviously don't want trading to work out. Get to a point where you are absolutely broke and you might start to appreciate it. I mean, that's like kind of that's how I talk to myself. But not, the thing is, you can't talk to everyone like that. Not everyone is like, can be hard on themselves without being without, without it affecting them, really. It's like, for me, I always talk that way to myself, and I'm like, bro, you're so dumb. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you actually don't want it. It's like, I would compare that to, like, let's say you want to be a bodybuilder, but you can't go to the gym. It's like, you can't do the basic of what your endeavor is requiring you to do. you know which is like, let's say, follow your strategy, or you know don't overtrade, don't do this, don't do that. In the first place, I think those things are, like I said, a lot of those things are due to under preparation, being underprepared and not really knowing what you're doing. But once you have enough skin and you know exactly what you're doing, then there's going to be other struggles. It's going to be struggles of, let's say, it never gets better in terms of the psychology, because let's say I'm telling you guys that, okay, most of psychology problems are not due to psychology in and of itself, but more psych, but more due to a lack of preparation and a lack of skill. Okay, let's say a lot of screen time, and you don't truly have the tools to survive a drawdown period, or to have to be able to pull it off, basically. Lack of, let's say, preparation. I actually forgot what I was gonna say. Rare L moment. Damn, I actually forgot. I got distracted by those bubbles. Can someone tell me what I was talking about exactly? I forgot the words that I said right before. Wait, let me pull back on the stream. Oh yeah, it never gets better. I just heard myself talk. Shit, my fault. Okay, I'm back. Nah, so basically it never gets better in terms of psychology, because I'm telling you that the first stage of having bad psychology is lack of preparation. So like you're absolutely clueless and you think you're losing because you're dumb, but in reality you're not dumb psychologically, you're dumb in terms of everything else. Like strategy, risk management, um, you not being disciplined, etc. And then there's like that moment where you're like, oh shit, like I have so much skin in the game. I've been backtesting so much. I have all the tools now. I know exactly like how I can make money with that business model. I know my approach. I know the risk to reward I need to have. I know that I need to split my risk between two sets of accounts. I know I need to do this, invest that much. Okay, now you have what we call an edge. Okay, you can now make money. But whatever happens, like when you start being aware, you reach like that point where you're aware and you have an edge. Then unfortunately, what comes with having an edge is something that is detrimental for your trading, which is expectations. So it never truly gets better, because now, so at first you were not good because of a lack of skill and lack of preparation, but then once you get that skill and you get that preparation, you're now over prepared, and now you have expectations. And when those expectations are not met, then you go crazy and you get into cycles of eval gels and blowing accounts. So like that's why it's I'm telling you that the psychology part is like it's a forever process where by default you're always gonna have a new mountain to climb, and it's gonna be different every time. I always say that the worst, like there's two big pillars in psychology that are extremely hard to go through, and number one would be size. Okay, so like for me, everything that is related to discipline and related to you over trading or overreacting is something due to a lack of data. So if you don't have data, then you don't have the hard proof behind why you should accept that loss and why you should keep moving on, because the next trade is going to make you a winner. That discipline, everything that is related to you not being able to follow your rules, I'm sorry to say that, it's for sure backtesting. It's for sure a lack of data and a lack of preparation. But then once you have this and you have the edge, what becomes hard on the psych is the size. Once you start going from $200 days to then risking 2,000, that no matter how good you are or no matter what your edge is, it will do something to you, 1,000%, because it's very different to go on a 4-trade losing streak risking 200 and 4-trade losing streak risking 2,000. Okay, especially that is a little bit more related to live accounts, or I would say going from 1 account to 5 accounts, maybe. Yeah, size would be big, and can't think of the other one. When I start spitting like this, sometimes I just forget what I'm gonna say. That's slow, like that's like signs of me being old. But yeah, I would say like the size is a, oh yeah, what I was gonna say also is like, yes, there's a size, but there's also like the I can explain it being identity. Okay, what do I mean by identity? Is, I would say the hardest thing that I've ever went through psychologically is making 20K a month for 4 months straight and then not making a dime for 4 months straight again. Because once you start making money consistently from trading, then you think you're him and you think that you made it and you can now just click buttons. But there will be a big catalyst, or you will understand quickly that it's not linear, meaning that it's not true that you always get better, because the markets at a certain point are random. So you will have the identity of, okay, I'm now a profitable trader, and then once you lose it, then something very weird happens to you, and then also can trigger big psychological flaws, like blowing through multiple sets of accounts and not being able to accept a loss because now you just fucking lost your edge. You know, so like there's so many different things that can happen which are not discipline, and not, I would say like discipline and all these things, they come back and you forget about the data once you start losing your identity, or once you start upping your size. It's like the first part is like that's why sometimes it's better to know yourself and be like, okay, what do I want from all of this? Do I really want to become, if you want to become a 7-figure trader, okay, if you want to make 7 figures a year, so $1 million a year from trading, then know that there's going to be things that will hunt you for the rest of your life. When, if you just really want to make 50K or 150K or 200K, then you're probably not, depending on the type of person that you are, you will be able to manage everything and live a healthy life way easier, and way more basically than if you have too big, like your goals are too big. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that is a non-ending cycle, really. It's like there's always another mountain. I'm always gonna want to make it move, and about how fast I get there, it's the climb. Yeah, facts. So like you see like everything that we talked about, so like all the psychology hurdles that you can go through, and you see how big that game is really when you start encountering those kind of things in your life. So like you can understand that in order to truly make it, or like be good or be consistent, it's not really about discipline at that point. It's like you can be disciplined and like force yourself to do stuff that you don't like, or like follow your rules and stuff, but it's not about discipline. It's really about, it's more about devotion and like being in love with the process, and like in love with, okay, I'm losing but I'm learning something, and like being just obsessed with the game rather than just doing it when you don't want to. That's kind of easy to do, but you will be undisciplined at a certain point once you reach another level, you know. So devotion. Leave Mark Douglas out of this. You see, by the way, I swear on everything I love, I never ever read a singular trading book in my life. On God. I swear to God, I never ever read a trading book in my life. Oh, we have Wiz, my brother Dan. How you doing? Wait, I just said lyrics of a song? What on everything I love, I don't even know who you're talking about. Who's that? Bro, let me know. Could that I see Carmel is laughing. Let me laugh with you. Shit. Does blowing accounts count as forward testing? How much data do I need using that method? Blowing accounts counts as forward testing. It does. It does. It does. I mean, you should, if you're forward testing, go with lighter size. You know, you don't need to. You're still looking for a sale at this point. We're just stuck within the previous hourly range. We're inside and we're pretty much at an inside bar territory, basically. If I look at this 6 p.m. open, we created a low and a high, and that 7 p.m. within the last 37 minutes is not able to trade above 49 or trade below 76, meaning that, damn, it's pretty impossible for me to frame the direction of the next hour. Pretty impossible. I know a lot of people got faked out on the shorts here, which it gives a pretty good long. If we can break back above 36, I would say just structurally a good long, since we get very close to 49 hourly high. Would I take it? Nah. Okay, how many likes do we have? 800 freaking people watching. Come on. Will your brother join as a guest sometime in the future? Do you guys want to see him as a guest? I can definitely ask for it. I can definitely ask for my brother to be there. Yeah, we already reached 300 likes, but I do the giveaways at a pretty strategic moment. So I don't do them. The reason why I don't do them immediately is because I want to keep the conversation going with you guys. If I do a giveaway midstream, I kind of lose the flow, and some people will be spamming the word even after the giveaway is done. So it's kind of it's an L move. Do you like sushi? What's for dinner? I like sushi. Do I eat them often? Not really. I prefer steak by far. I know they're very different. What's for dinner? I actually don't know. I might just go out tonight. We'll see. We'll see if my friends are hungry after that. Yo, 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 you should be banned for that, bro. I swear to God. I swear to God, you should be banned for that, bro. Oh God, you should be banned for that. It's the climb, Miley Cyrus. What did I say? Do you think I know who Miley Cyrus is, bro? I was born in freaking North Africa, and I live in a French area in Canada. I just learned who Drake was like 2 weeks ago. I learned he was from Toronto. I actually don't know her. Okay, looks like we're heading back down below the opening price of that hourly bar. It wouldn't surprise me to see some downside if we break below 95 on that 15 and see us then go back down towards 76, which is that hourly low. Again, it's like we're trading within a big chop in an inside bar candle. For me to be bearish, I would want to see us close below 76 on the hourly and potentially be aiming for 63. And yeah, I would say like the easiest level would be 73. 63, sorry. And then yeah, potentially 612, but this is an L session so far. In terms of action, absolutely L. At 8 p.m. or like 7:50, we'll start moving. So we're definitely gonna be able to take a trade soon. Don't worry. So we are 850 people currently. Come on, chat. Let's go. So we're doing great. I need 500 likes for the next like goal. So at 500 likes, I'm doing a second 150k select account giveaway. So you know, smash that thumbs up. Parlez-vous français? Bien sûr, je parle français. Of course I speak French. French is my the language that I speak the most. Oh shit, I deleted a message. The message was I did not even it was not on purpose actually. Someone asked me, wait, just before that I was saying that yeah, French is the language that I speak every day and I studied at school, but the first language that I learned was the language from Algeria, which is not Arabic, but from the part that I am, it's like a weird language that not a lot of people talk, like a tribe, only a tribe talk. So then I speak French, then English, then un poquito español, un poquito. I can say the basic things in Spanish. Did you go to college for finance? So I went to university. Like my first year, I was like 19. Currently 23. I studied to become a CPA, actually. So I did accounting. So yeah, accounting. It's crazy. Shit, I actually, I don't know. I clicked on something on your profile. I'm so sorry. Let me try to fix that. I don't know. I clicked on someone's message, and I think I deleted the message, but it deleted all of those. So damn, my fault. Hopefully you can still comment. I'm so sorry. I don't know, Tony, if you can fix that. I deleted someone else's message and it just deleted all of their messages. It's esoteric tea. I'm so sorry. Hamas got a date? Hell no. I don't got a date. I'm joking. I definitely know Drake. It was just, I don't know who you guys were talking about saying that I said a lyrics from her song. Amaz, do you eat once a day because you're busy or because you do intermittent fasting? I've been doing fasting. I started doing it in 2023. So I mainly only eat at like 5, 6 p.m. I would say 6 p.m. normally. Only drink water and coffee. And I can eat whatever. I can literally eat junk food. And I wouldn't gain weight. Of course, I'm very young. So that helps. I don't know what's going to happen when 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 I become unk. You guys tell me. Trilingual goat, yeah. Actually, I'm a CPA and have a PhD in accounting. Let's go. I would say like Tony. Do you hear me? Can you um unhide esoteric T as messages? I just actually misclicked. I don't know why. I misclicked. So if you can, all right, thanks. Yeah, I mean, what I did in university, so accounting was probably the most boring thing ever. Definitely, like in university, you mainly like build connections and you learn how much work you need to do in order to have a 4.0 GPA, which I was far from because of the amounts of efforts I was putting in. But still a great experience overall, and yeah, still think I gained a lot from that. You trade live every day, yes. Is the music fire? Oh, her music. Oh, the music that you were referring to. So chill. Yes, that's the vibe. That's the vibe all the time. Just chill. We're chilling, vibing, waiting for a trade. I would say at 8 p.m. price is truly gonna start moving. I know, so that will be the moment I'm gonna look for a trade, because unfortunately those two candles are not giving me the story. So I'm waiting and see how that hourly candle will close. If I can see the direction from 8 to 9 p.m., then I'll definitely act on it. If not, we'll wait. What's up, Mama Trades? How you doing? Bro, play bees on the table after you win the trade. I think you can't do that on YouTube, unfortunately. You can't play like Drake songs, or I would have played some bangers for sure. I would have had like, you already know the kind of playlist I would have. But I can't. I think you get striked. The playlist, you gotta own the rights of the playlist and stuff. So Moss, focus on the bag. He doesn't have time for dates. that's I don't know how to respond to that. And true and not true. You know. I'm just not forcing it. Bro, you're already unk. Pedro, how old are you? Because if 23 is unk for you, you have to be 17. So we're currently at 424 likes, chat. At 500 likes, we're doing another 150k select account. So bro. Tony, I don't think she can type messages anymore, no? I think I just fucked up. I think I just banned someone. Bro, I think I just banned someone without even knowing. I was like looking at the recording, I was like looking at a comment, and I double clicked and it was GG's. I'm so sorry. I'll have those two candles showing up what's currently happening. I would say at this current time, definitely a lot of fake outs within this range. Both buyers and sellers got squeezed here for sure. That's 100% certain. If you played off the 1 minute structure. We'll wait. Let's wait. We're currently at 451 likes, chat. Make sure to like the stream. At 500, I'm doing a 150k select account giveaway. After that, we're gonna have another like goal. Hopefully, I'll be able to give away 4 accounts today, like usual. That's always the drill. You guys already know. If my daughter were old enough, I'd love her to find a man like Moss. Aww. Damn. Thank you, Mama Trades. Thank you. Appreciate you. What did I just read? Nah. Don't ban us, bro. I'm so sorry, bro. I just banned someone without... I just misclicked. Oh, God. I actually did. Must give away at least 1K a day. Damn, if you think about it, that's kind of crazy. Don't tell Brett. When he's gonna find out, we're cooked, chat. We're actually cooked. Because at this point, the stream is not new anymore. How long have we been doing this? Like a month? More than a month? At least a month. Wait, let me see. Live. Definitely more than a month. Let me see the first stream that we've ever done. Asia session. Damn, okay. All right, it's been a while. First ever stream, 5/26/26. Almost 2 months. In 10 days, 11 days, it will be 2 months. Sheesh. Now we're cooking, chat. Actually cooking. All right, so Tokyo is gonna open in 2 minutes. Usually the open is pretty it's pretty good. Gives us, I would say the 15-minute bars gives us pretty good direction. At this current moment, where do I think the next candle would go? From the rejection of this hourly gap plus the sweep of this 2 p.m. candle, so the PM high, plus the fact that this hourly candle failed to close above 37, which is the previous candle's high, and we opened up higher, are now seeing a lot of displacement below the opening price. Most likely going to see this candle close bearish. I would say there's quite some chance of us being able to open up lower and take out those 3 down wicks right there. That's pretty much what I'm seeing, the low resistance below us. The open could be in the complete opposite direction. That's pretty much in hindsight. I'm not gonna take any trades here. I don't judge that this setup is valid or worth taking. So I'm just gonna wait, stay patient, and I would say at around 8:15 we'll know what's up for sure. So we're currently at 487 likes. Come on, chat. Come on. Yo, Moss, just joined. What do you think the play is? Really, the play right now is to sit on your hands. The best thing I can say, guys, is how I read the chart is I look at the hourly, the 15, and I look at it exactly like if it was a 1-minute chart. And I'm trying to predict the closure of the next bar. So here, what do you guys see? Do you think the next candle will close bullish or bearish, or it's kind of hard to say? I would say it's kind of hard to say. So that's why I don't engage into a trade. It could go both ways, really. It's more accumulation candles more than anything. So we had this range formed at 6, and then this right here, this candle traded within that range. Did not trade below that low, did not trade above that high. So inside bar, meaning that it's a full-on accumulation. We can't really do anything from that or predict anything from that. So if you think it's gonna dump, then you know what to do. But for me, I don't have a read. I actually don't have a read at all. How do you put that candle on your chart? It's an indicator called ICT HTF candles by Fadi. Right there, and those are my settings. Oh shit, I'll do 6. Ooh, I think the distance could be a little bit further. Spacing between bars, is that it? No, I don't even know what it is. I kind of find those candles too close because I've lost it one time. Let me see here. Space between candles. Oh, that's not the right one. Okay, that's even closer. Okay, here. It's like what, 23? Those are kind of too far. Let's do 18. Yeah, 18 is a good number. Okay, that's good. Kind of far though, I don't know. Wait, 16? All right, that's perfect. Okay. $500 likes. Damn. Okay. We're currently 957 in the chat. Damn. Imagine if we started at 8. I think we would have like maybe double the people. Maz Broski, good morning, man. How are you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Where are you from? Good morning if it's the morning for you. I'm doing amazing. How about you? Yeah, definitely. Someone said forcing a trade at these current prices is no bueno. Gotta understand when sitting cash is a position. That's very true. Currently, I don't see anything. I have no reason to be longs or shorts. So let's wait for the open to give us a story. You'll see just from that opening candle how it's gonna start moving. And once it starts moving, now you're gonna be able to frame direction for either the next 15, next hour. Within this, I can't. Amos, I need to join Asia with you. I've done Women's Hour, but I don't trade the New York session. Damn. Of course we can do it. Let's do it. I'll reach out to Brandon and let's do it. Let's take a banger trade together. It's a morning in Asia. Yeah, facts. Good morning from Australia. Sheesh. Told y'all too many people were bearish, so go long. The best thing to do is actually stay in cash here until you truly see a breakout and you can frame a potential trade within this range. Until then, not worth my time. You see, just from 4 minutes within that 8 p.m. open, we've traded above that 1 hour candle's high here. So 7:36, which is more work than what we did from 7 to 8 p.m., which is 60 minutes. Mas, I need your help. Give me an advice. I can't take a short. I only take longs. Even when I see a short setup, I can't take it and I feel bad when it plays out. Bro is not a bear. He only takes longs and is scared of shorts. Bro, I've never heard of that. Is anyone here in this chat only longing the market? I guess you actually, you're already like 70% right. Of just longing the market all the time. Can't take a short. Don't trust a short. Is there wildfires outside of your house? No, but yesterday was very smoky outside. That's the only word I can find. Nothing close to me, but yesterday we saw in the air. Currently at 523. At 600 likes, chat, we're doing 850k select account giveaway, so a third one. So like the stream, subscribe to the channel, of course. We get the smoke on Friday. Bro, I hope my next trade goes through, bro. I'll actually split it in two. I'm $900 away from requesting a 12.5k payout with Tradeify. So I know if I'll lose the next trade and it's a 1k risk to make 1k, I know I'll be pissed. I just know myself. So like, I already built a $5,100 buffer, and I have a 6k profit target. So even if I lose the next one, which would be a $500 risk, I'm still gonna be okay. So I'm actually just gonna jab my way to that payout, even if it takes a week. It might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, but I'm for sure not giving up this payout. If I'm giving up on this payout, bro, I might have to be the dumbest person on earth. I would need to be very unlucky. You got this. Let's go. Yeah, the last trade always hits different. The last trade on a set of 5 accounts, the feeling when it hits take profit is a feeling I wish everyone will feel here. To lock in a 15k payout, nothing comes close. How many likes do we have? Oh shit, I lagged for a second here. Damn. Damn. You like the jacket? You like that? Shout out Tradeify for that. You see this? Wait. Tony, do you have the layout for the Rubik's Cube giveaway? No, I think we'll have it like next Monday. All right. By the way, next week we're gonna be back doing this. Remember, we used to do giveaways like that. So like, actually, those giveaways were so fun because you could kind of predict how it would do. So basically, the giveaways were, I'm gonna try to solve this as fast as possible, but like, I'm not that good, so I do it in like 1 minute 15 seconds or like 1 minute 30 seconds. So usually it was very close. Like someone would say like 1 minute 28.5, and if you got it right, you would win. So sometimes it was very close, but we stopped doing it because so many people were complaining about, yo, I was 0.1 second away from getting it, please give me the account. So then we had to wait for someone, I think it was Drew, waiting for Drew to build like a built-in thing within the OBS to do the Rubik's Cube giveaway. So the timer. Your account? No, my account is 100K lightning funded accounts. So 5 of them. $553 likes. Come on, chat. Okay, so currently I like that how that 15-minute candle opened up. I would say if we remain bullish and close very strong, this high is definitely going to be taking out 750. So even I would say like 760 above that. So potentially gonna look to get in a long soon, but I would need to see how we open. Of fucking course. Of course. So that 15-minute bar is going to close very strong, very aggressive. Not much I can say about that open. I would say like if it would have closed very strong and engulfed and created like a breaker on the 15, that high would have been an easy target, easy money trade. Oh shit. That's what I was hearing. I was like, what the fuck was that? Bro. All right. So basically, what I wanted to see there truly is this. Let's say we have this accumulation phase, and for me, I always want to see strong displacement and creation of structure before actually having a draw. So let's say here we are accumulating. If that first opening bar on that 15 was going to push very aggressively like this, is and also was going to engulf basically 21. So create an order block on the 15. Then for me, this high was an easy target. So then any pullbacks within this range would have been a good long to see us going back towards the 60s, which is kind of the same exact trade we took yesterday on the hourly plus the daily. So if I show you guys exactly yesterday, the trade that we took is kind of the same thing, but on different time frames. Yesterday, the trade that we took was this one. So I had a daily bullish bias because of that closure, and I scaled down to the hourly, and I was like, okay, if we engulf that right there, that structure above 65, and we close strong, then those two highs are going to become easy money trades. Okay. And then once I saw this right there, the engulfing of that, then I was like, okay, then the likelihood of the next bar to expand to the upside and take out those highs and close bullish is pretty high. So then I was able to locate myself as a buyer within that move down, and grab a nice long to the upside towards that daily high right here. You see, that was pretty much my game plan, looking at the structure on the 15. But you see, we pushed up very aggressively, taking out that low-hanging fruit target, meaning that it's mostly impossible for me to catch something if like the high I was willing to target already got taken out before. So yeah, a very, very hard session currently that we're seeing a lot of accumulation. So this was the session that we were trading. So from 6 all the way to now. So we were looking for shorts actively when price was displacing right there after the open, and that last 15-minute candle was not it. So there was some sort of news that ended up spiking price back up around 6:56 p.m. So I would say that was a pretty good thing that we were not in the trade. So there's I think it's the time to do the giveaways. So we're 950 people in the chat, and we still only have 558 likes. Come on, chat. By the way, the stream doesn't end when I'm gonna be done. There's gonna be also my brothers doing the gaming night. Game night. So there's gonna be Drew, Dan, Nick, JP. I don't know who else is gonna be there, but that's mainly the squad. So 584 likes, almost 1,000 people here. That's kind of crazy, man. The Asia motion is there. In 2 months, chat. In 2 months, we might take over New York session. We might, if we extend that stream to like 10 p.m. 10:30, bro. There could be some fire content there. So we're gonna do the giveaway at 600 likes. So I owe you guys 350k select accounts. At 600 likes, then we're gonna do one more like goal to do the 4th account. So at 720 likes, I'm doing a 4th one. So a 4th 150k select account giveaway. So make sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel. We're absolutely vibing. Unfortunately, we started to see price moving well in the last 15 minutes, which I would say If we had just some sort of movement before that, it would have been perfect. But we truly, I truly did not see any good opportunities worth taking. With that big chop here, nothing. Even I would say the longs would have been cool here, but not the exact timing I was looking for, basically. So, yeah, let's start with the first giveaway, chat. And make sure to note that at 720 likes, I'm doing a fifth account. Sorry, a fourth account. So, yeah, don't don't accuse me of rugging the 720 likes in the fourth account if we don't have 720 likes at 8:30 p.m. Okay, a lot of you guys are like, yo, why don't you give out the last account at like 8:35? I'm like, yo, do you know the producer has a family? Okay, let me share the word. Okay, try to guess the word, chat. Let's try to guess the words. If you were there for the whole stream, I'll do words that had the meaning on the stream. Let me think about it. Ah, shit. Okay, the first word, there's gonna be 3 words currently, and at 720, there's gonna be 4 words. So let's see the words that you guys think is. Now, I think outside of the box. Think outside of the box. Okay, the first word is ready, and I still did not see it. Okay. So the first word is quick mess. That you had to be there in the first part where we try to calculate the consistency rule of, like, someone asked me, if I make more on my 50K account, what's my profit target now? And then we did some quick maths, and I was able to showcase that I went to school once in my life. So that's a good thing. That's not a bad closure within the range here. Kind of like it. Depending on that close, it'll be pretty freaking late. Yo, Tony, facts. Oh man, bro, she actually got banned. Bro, I hope that person that I banned comes back. Shit, bro. Okay, we can choose the first winner. Congrats. Race Trades. You won 150K select account. Make sure to have your email in your YouTube description. And also make sure to type in the chat right now so we know you're here. So currently at 664 likes, 720. We're doing another 150K select. So make sure to smash the like button. Let's try to think about another word. Okay. What do you guys think the next word will be? Shit. Let me think about a good word. We gotta hit it with this. You actually have to hit it. Drake, damn, Drake was a good one. No, it's not Drake. Alright. Oh shit. Alright. Next word is banned. Because I banned someone. And I actually don't know how. I just misclicked. So I banned her and I'm like, damn. I tried to get her unbanned, but I think it just got worse. She got hit with a bigger ban. Imagine she's banned and she sees this. She's like, what? Oh shit. Okay, we can now choose the winner. Congrats. Top Tick Nick. Sheesh, that's a tough name. I like that. I like that. First, I like when someone who wins the giveaway actually has a name that I can read. And I don't look freaking dumb saying it. But that Top Tick Nick. Why was it Top Tick Nick? Why not Bottom Tick Nick? So you're a perma bear. All right. Let me know when the other word is ready. What do you think the next word will be? Pause. What do you mean pause? All right. Next word, Miley Cyrus. I saw someone typing it. I was like, yeah, we gotta hit it with that. For some reason, people were accusing me of saying the lyrics of Miley Cyrus's music or song. Yeah. Yo. You guys are crazy. All right. Shit. All right, we can select the winner. I hope they can't hear you, bro. Other winner is Zara, of course. Congrats. You won 150K select account. So it's 829. I requested 720 likes for another account. It looks like it's gonna be a soft rug pull right there for me. Yeah, 830. All right. GG's. Was a beautiful session. Unfortunately, no trades for me. Price was stuck in a range within the last 2 hours and a half. So hopefully tomorrow will be better action. But I appreciate you guys so much. We're absolutely killing it. Hopefully we'll get, like I said, some better action tomorrow and take a trade together. But I'll let you guys with my brothers that are going to do the gaming session. So don't leave. Stay there. And again, see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.